So Laura, tell us about your problem. What was it? How long did you suffer? And how bad was it before you came to see us?
Well, Joanne, it's funny about this problem that I've had because it's been my lower back. I've been diagnosed with, I guess, thoracic pain syndrome, which I've had, I suppose, about 10 years now. And I was always a very active person. I used to ride horses, used to box, used to shoot, for fun, shoot guns, target shooting. And, I had a couple kids. And as I got older, for whatever reason, I had this constant, relentless pain in this area of my lower back. And I went to chiropractors. I went to a physical therapist. I went to orthopedics, pain specialists. And I also had a couple accidents where I was rear-ended, actually 2 of them, when I was a lot younger. And I never really seemed to get any long-term relief. As a matter of fact, it seemed to make the problem worse. And I ultimately was basically told I was just going to have to live with it. The chiropractic treatment did not seem to cure it at all. As a matter of fact, it seemed to make it worse. The physical therapy treatment was basically ride a bicycle, pull down some weights, and off you go. I tried walking, swimming, everything, medication, over-the-counter, prescription, everything. So now we're going 15 years. Now we're looking at 20 years because I'm 59 years old. And at this point in my life, and walking was really impossible. I really could not walk for long periods of time. And I've always had dogs, and growing up, always enjoyed walking. So that was my problem. And essentially they talked about surgery, which I didn't think I needed surgery. I didn't have a herniated disc, but I did have pressure and pain in my low back. And repetitive bending was a problem. And so that was what led me to kind of where I am today.
Okay. Was there anything that you were missing out on because of your problem?
Yeah, it became, like I said, the family would want to go, say, to St. Augustine and go walk around. They have great shops and do things. And I couldn't keep up with them. They were always ahead of me. And my lower back would ache, and I couldn't walk. And, after a while, I think they just got tired of me complaining. I think they felt I was complaining all the time, and if I took any medication, they would think, oh, mom's just, getting buzzed again. That was their thing. And it was like, no, mom hurts, you want to go to the beach? No, I don't want to go to the beach because I can't walk, so it became, it just became an issue that I thought that I was going to have to deal with all my life. I had to hire a maid to, clean the house, and there was always the issue with someone stealing something. I tried to ride my bike, and the pain was there, it was real. And I was always holding my back. I always had hot packs on, cold packs on, a long time standing or sitting. I was always hurting. I tried swimming, and swimming is supposed to be the greatest thing, but it didn't help. I still have problems. And people used to make fun of me because they would see me in a crowd, and I would always be doing this, like looking for someone. I'd be looking like for my friend Carol, and I always did this. And it seems like everyone got used to me doing this. Like, oh, there's Laura, she always does this. And I never got that, but that's how I moved like this. So yeah, my quality of life was really low.
So since coming to see us, what impact has manual physical therapy had on the quality of your life?
Well, it's kind of funny because I didn't want to come. And when I first heard about this, and my sister told me about it, she said, you have to do this. And I said, well, physical therapy, no, it's not, silly. I've done it, been there, I'm not going to go. And she convinced me, well, the first visit is free. And I was like, well, free, okay. when you first looked at me, you said, well, one shoulder is lower than the other, or, one's higher. And I went, what? And you showed it to me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that you could see something that I don't see every single day. And you fixed it that first visit within, 15 minutes. And I was blown away. I was absolutely shocked. I think I cried. And I was hooked. I was hooked. I couldn't believe it. First of all, you didn't tell me to go ride a bicycle for 15 minutes and go pull some weights and go do this and this and that. So after that, with the sessions and the idea of what you taught me was how the muscles are all connected, and I may have stubbed my big toe, and that may cause this part of my back to hurt. Things that we're not taught, we don't understand, it doesn't make sense, doctors don't teach us this. So little by little, and coming in and working on these areas, I was able to not do this anymore. Like, I could actually turn my entire body around when I was looking for somebody. I actually learned how to walk properly, and I think I can dance now. I think I have some soul. So coming here it opened up parts of my body that I didn't even know were not moving.
Of all the things that you enjoyed during your visits, what was the one thing that you liked best?
The thing that I liked best was the thing that hurt the most. And there's procedures that are done that are pressure points that are put on certain muscle groups. No organs are hurt or anything like that. But there are certain pressure points that have to be released. And as she explained to me, once they're released, they're done. It's open. They're never released again. Well, you released a pressure point on me. It's painful. I don't mind it at all. It's a short pain. But once that point was released, I was able to sit in my chair, because I work and I type, and the back pain was substantially, it was lessened, and the neck pain had subsided, and I stopped getting headaches. So that one moment, it was like, and you gave me, of course, these little exercises, stretches to do, which take no time at all, and I do them every morning. Just little things of pushing off the wall and just small things, maintain, your body. But that moment when you did that, I realized that what you know about the body and how it's connected and how it works was something that nobody that I've ever dealt with, and I deal with a lot of doctors and people, they don't either this they know, they're not telling us because they're not going to make any money, or they don't know. And so that was probably the biggest thing.
Thank you. How would you describe your experience with us to your best friend or family member?
And I have told, my husband has neuropathy in his feet. I've talked to many, many people, and the biggest thing that I tried to express to them is this is not what you think it is. It is not your typical go to a physical therapist. You go a few times, they tell you to do these exercises, and you don't feel better. That is what you see over and over again. You go to a chiropractor, you don't improve, you don't get better. As a matter of fact, you get worse. And you show me a chiropractor that's made somebody get better. Maybe it's out there. I've never seen it. And in my business, in my years what I do, it's not what I've seen. And it's not to say that there's not a purpose for it, and there are certain physical therapists that do a wonderful job. But what I've seen here, and there's several people that I know that come here who've had herniated discs, bulges, and other very serious injuries, are cured. Okay, I don't know any other way to explain it, and I have told people this, and they literally don't want to believe it because they think that they have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and do serious procedures to feel better, and it's not true. It's simply not true. A couple of sessions alone shows you it can be done, and it's all it takes. And that's what I've told them, and they are coming around. It's really hard to change what you see on TV. People want to believe things they see on TV. They want to believe what they hear, and it's not true. It's just that simple.
What would you say to anyone who is currently skeptical or hesitant about manual physical therapy?
It's very simple. Very simple thing. Your first consultation is free. You have nothing to lose. It's free. You come in, you have a consultation. It's free. I can't express that more. And in my experience with Joanne is she has spent over 2 hours with me, way more time than she was supposed to spend or should have spent. And if that doesn't convince you that what she's doing or what she's capable of doing works, then leave. You know, I couldn't tell anybody, but if it doesn't convince you, then it's not for you. Then leave. But I would say that a free consultation, if that doesn't work for you, then this is not for you. But I would say 99.9% of the people who come in here and have this free consultation, and she shows you your whole body, the muscles, ligaments, diagrams, bones, how things, everything connects, and explains every single thing that she does in a layman's way. And so you understand your body and what's going on. Nothing to lose. And that's what I would say.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.